everybody, this is Money Mom. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about 5 questions you should ask yourself before you start stockpiling food. Let's get started. Because of what's going on in the world right now, people are really wanting to have extra food on hand, which I do understand. I do think it's a good idea for all of us to have extra groceries on hand for a variety of reasons. I'm primarily talking not so much about emergency preparedness, but just for budget, because that's the one area that people can save a lot of money is on their grocery and food budget. And if we prepare ahead, even if we buy a little extra each week, and then there's one week where you just don't have a lot of money and all you have is $20 for groceries, that stockpile can really go a long way. So here are the 5 questions. Number 1, what kind of space do you have? We all live in different areas, and we all have, some people have a larger home, some people have a smaller home. You can create space, but what kind of space do you want to dedicate to this? That's number 1. Number 2, what does your family eat? And that's a really important thing to ask. Or what do they drink? Because a lot of folks want to stockpile beans and rice, and there's nothing wrong with beans and rice. I know that dry beans and rice seem to be a big staple. But if many of the family members don't eat beans and rice, and I've seen people try to stockpile things that their family doesn't eat, and then it could end up going to waste, you really want to ask, what will the family realistically eat? That's number 2. Number 3, how much should you buy? For me, I'm just in the beginning learning stages on how to stockpile. I do always have extra food on hand, but I really would like to create a system where I do have some extra. I'm going to have to create a home or a space for this and a system on how to do it, and I'm just learning. There's a lot of great YouTube channels out there, such as Prepper Princess, Homestead Tessie, that have a lot of knowledge on this, so I definitely recommend checking out channels like theirs. But you can start out on a smaller scale. Just because you want to prepare for having some extra groceries on hand, you can just do it like an extra week. Any little bit can help. So how much should you buy? I always recommend doing things in baby steps and getting a system down. Number 4, this is a big one. How are you going to rotate the food? For example, let's say you create something in your laundry room and you create a system to have all these canned foods and we'll say cereals or beans and rice, whatever that may be, and you create that, and then they kind of get lost and forgotten, and there's things from 3 years ago. We want to have a system where we're going to date and rotate that out so that you don't end up with a bunch of expired product that is no longer good. And I've seen people do this before, especially in my couponing days. So that's really important, is how are you going to rotate that food? And number 5, how are you going to store it? There's all different ways of storing it and, keeping it fresh. For example, I know people, if they want to buy extra meat and keep it in a deep freeze, they may vacuum seal it so no air gets in there and you don't have freezer burn. How are you going to store and freeze the food? So these are some things to ask. I'm just, like I said, starting to learn about these things. One thing I wanted to show you, and I got this a long time ago at the Dollar Tree and I haven't been able to find it. I have tons of canned food, and I really want to better organize canned food, because what ends up happening is you end up buying things you don't need. This is supposed to hold soda pop cans, but I can actually put way more cans on this, and I bought some of these at the Dollar Tree. They've lasted me a while, and I put cans on them, and you could label on the outside, maybe put vegetables on one, canned tuna on one, fruits on another, or things like that, and store some of these. I think they're good for storing. So like I said, guys, this is just the beginning stages. What I'm going to do another video on is what kind of things should you buy to have on hand that maybe store well, freeze well, and I'm going to do that in another video, and then I'll show you some things there. But like I said, be patient with me, guys, because I'm brand new to this journey, but it is something that I feel that frugal people can do, and even if you start out on a small scale. If any of you have an extra storage of food, if you have any tips that you want to leave the viewers that you think could be helpful, or other YouTube channels that have a lot of knowledge on this, we'd love to hear from you. This is Money Mom signing off, and as always, I love you. Bye-bye.